That's how you like to see it right there. All the paint, nice and tidy. But we didn't put outlet plate covers back on, which that sucks. Oh well, hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome to Monday morning and take number 2 of me trying to film this. Had issues with my phone, it just stopped recording for whatever reason. Had filmed a massive intro to this video and that is all lost. I was talking to dead space because the phone was not recording. Damn, there's a smudge right there. You know, I don't like those smudges. Anyways, hey, we're up in a unit that we did on Saturday and it looks really good. Just a little bit of paint right there. We're gonna have to get that up off of there. But other than that, this thing is really good. So where do I even begin? Hey, I haven't been here for a little while. It was super hectic this first week of August, which was last week. Filmed a couple of things, but not enough to make a video out of it. So here we go, starting fresh today. A lot of things to bring you guys up to speed on and gonna try to do so quickly. So one of the last things that I shared with you guys was the potential of us beginning to work with a new Class A contractor. I would have to put a proposal together. Initially, my thoughts were $3,000. Initially, my thoughts were $2,500. Well, I would end up putting that proposal together at $2,250. Itemized breakdown, it was $450 for materials, $800 in prep work, and $1,000 in paint. Probably should have bid that job a little bit more. We would begin that job last Thursday with hopes of getting it done by Friday. And of course, on Friday, it would rain. Thursday, we wouldn't get as far as we wanted to get because the homeowner threw a couple of audibles at us, a couple of additional items that they wanted painted that we weren't aware of, but no big deal. Those items were easier than the initial job altogether. So I told my guys while we were over there, I said, hey, look, I'm either gonna make a couple of dollars off of this job or I'm gonna lose my ass. I've got 2 painters who have been out there. They're both making $250 for the day a piece out there. And hopefully today we get back on that job being Monday morning. Only issue that we're gonna have today is a heat index of 105. It's gonna be hot as balls out there. But hopefully today we can get pretty far on that job. Only time will tell. So what else? A bunch of proposals that I had to put together. There was a clubhouse job for one of the properties. I bid that job at $1,500. We'll see if we get that one. There were a couple of drywall jobs that I had to put proposals together for. I did that. We definitely are gonna get those jobs. And then there's another big drywall job, allegedly a big drywall job that I've got to go look at today at some point. Today, we've got 3 units going, 3 different locations, not to mention the residential deck job as well. So it's gonna be a busy Monday, a busy start to the week, and my hope is to be able to film a lot more and obviously share videos with you guys. I do apologize anytime that I'm not sharing videos. It's always my hope to be able to share as much as I possibly can. I think that's everything. I did get a new toy last week. I've been excited about that. Haven't gotten a chance to use that as much as I want to. It's an ROV, a remote operated vehicle. It's a freaking RC submarine, and it's even got a little claw on it. This thing can go 100 meters, 300 feet. It's got 300 feet of tether. And I've gotten a chance to use it just a handful of times thus far. Haven't really seen anything too crazy with it. It's my hope to be doing adventure style videos with this thing. I've got nothing but water that surrounds me, so it's the perfect toy for me to have. The only issue that I've seen thus far is this thing is hard as shit to control, hard as shit to not get lost under the water with, and all of this water that surrounds me is murky AF. So one of the big things that I want to be able to do with that is a drone recovery operation, some kind of a way. That drone that I lost, can we retrieve it? Can we find it? I don't necessarily know, but that's something that hopefully I'll get a chance to explore sometime when I have some time. You know, I think to myself, I don't have any hobbies, and boohoo for me. I wish I had things to do outside of spending time with my family and my son and loving every minute of that. I don't want to sit on my ass playing video games, which I have found myself doing. I don't want to become a gambling addict, which I haven't been gambling as of late. So I wanted something to be able to do. I like my drones, my magnet fishing, my kayaking, and now I've got this ROV. Problem being, will I even have time to use this. Hopefully I will, and hopefully I'm able to put together some cool content using it also. Anywho, I think that's about everything in a nutshell. It's about 7:30, almost 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm waiting on some guys to get here. We got to load out 2 units. This unit needs outlet plate covers put back on it. We got to paint the front door at this property as well for 2 units. We did these 2 units on Saturday. There was so much work this past week that we found ourselves working over the weekend as well. This week, it starts off a little busy Monday and Tuesday, and then by Wednesday it starts to slow down a little bit, so it's my hope to put on a boatload of work. You'd rather be too busy than not busy enough. But anyways, I need to get with some painters, find out where everybody's at, get everybody coordinated for today, and get this day rocking and rolling. Good morning to you guys. Just had to check to make sure the phone was still recording. It is. We've got this intro. Can we finish making a video? That will be another one of the missions for today. Anywho, good morning to you guys. The start of a brand new week. It's week number 2 of August. It's gonna be hot as shit out here today. And hopefully we're gonna be able to get everything done that we've got on the schedule for today. And also get very far with that residential painting job. So let's carry on and hope for a good start to the week. Yeah. Look at all that water. Float pan switch, vacuum. It takes 3 times filling this off. Pan is empty of water and AC will come right back on. Can't even imagine how corroded, and just look at the rust on the bottom of it. Can't even imagine how bad it is inside of here. I definitely need a new air handler in my attic. But this is how we start Tuesday morning. All right, hey there, good morning. It is 6:43 in the morning and can't get the day started early enough. Had to start this morning off working on my air handler in my attic because the damn thing is just condensating so hard. I'm sure my coils are clogged and that's why that's happening. I really need to get that HVAC system serviced. And that's been a continuing problem for like 2 years now. And it's gotten progressively worse to where about every 2 weeks or so, I find myself having to drain that fill pan because one, my condensate lines don't work. Thank God that my float pan switch does work. That's one of 2 problems I've got going on at my house right now. And like I said, I get about 2 weeks of cool air before the HVAC is completely flooded. And I've got to go through that process that I went through this morning. The other problem that I've got at my house is I've got a toilet that won't flush. And it's definitely got a clog in the line. I went through the clear out or the clean out this past weekend with a small snake trying to get it cleaned out. Even took the toilet off and looked down the drain, and it wasn't clogged there. It's got to be clogged way further than my snake was able to get to. So I need a 100-foot snake or better to be able to reach whatever is clogging this toilet up downstairs. And it's pretty cut and dry. You've got your drain that comes down from your toilet. It shoots into another drain line, and then that drain line shoots into the main drain line for the house, or the main sewage line for the house. It was a shitty situation trying to mess with that over the weekend, and to no avail. So I need to get a longer snake to be able to fix that. Anyways, let me go to this ATM real quick. I'll be right back. All right. Probably worth noting as well that I am hemorrhaging hemorrhaging money at this point, and it's not even funny. I've got so much money outstanding and not enough money coming in. To be honest, and to put it into perspective a little bit, I had $15,000 come in last week, and that money was gone like that. I mean, paying people on a weekly basis is absolutely just draining me, and not enough money is coming in to offset these expenses. Somebody had asked at one point, you know, Joe, how do you start a business like this? I want to do this as well. And my suggestion to you is don't get into apartment painting. I'm stuck in it. And if you're going to do painting work, do residential, do commercial, do painting work where you get paid when the job is completed. Because waiting a net 30 and then having people play games with you, because they will play games with your money, it's tough. It's really, really tough. I'll give you an example. I had another check that bounced. This will be the third check that bounced. Not sure if I shared that with you guys or not. That was recently. I think that happened last week, where another $1,200 was snatched out of my account. And when I looked at the notification from my bank, the reasoning was insufficient funds. Insufficient funds from an apartment complex that is making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And you can't cover a $1,200 check. That is insane to me. So I'm waiting on that check that's supposed to be expedited to me. I should actually receive that reimbursement today. And hopefully get some other checks in as well. So enough about all of that. Where do we begin this morning? Well, obviously I wasn't able to film anything more yesterday. Yesterday was chaotic as hell. We were all over the place. We would end up doing 4 drywall repair jobs yesterday, paint 3 units, plus have the residential job with that deck work going. That job should be wrapped up today, but that's turned into a little bit of a cluster as well. You know, here I am thinking we're gonna be able to get this job done and be done with it. And I'm gonna see a little bit of a profit, maybe a $500 profit. That would be great. And I hear from the Class A contractor telling me, oh, well, by the way, next week we'll be able to finish the deck, because there's this section, small section, where it's not finished at, and you'll be able to come back and paint it then. And I'm like, wait a minute, none of this was discussed prior to me proposing the work that we were to do, the painting and prep work. You know, we didn't discuss underneath of the deck. We didn't discuss you finishing the deck and me having to spend an additional day of labor going back out there to do that. But it's the cost of doing business. It's the lessons learned, and ultimately it's my fault for not asking enough questions. I mentioned previously that I mentioned to my guys, you know, I'm either going to see a little bit of a profit off of this job, lose my ass, at the very best, break even, which is nothing that you ever, you know, the two ladders are nothing that you want to be doing in business, breaking even or losing your ass. So anyways, there would end up being another job in the midst of everything that was going on yesterday that I would have to go put eyes on and get a bid for. And my wife was actually able to go do this because I was so freaking slammed yesterday. So she goes and gets the pictures for me. She goes, looks at this work. She asked the questions that need to be asked about this. How quickly do they need this done? When do they need this done? When do they want to begin this? And let me tell you something. This job ain't no slouch. It's a drywall repair job, and here's some pictures of it right here. There's a hole all over this apartment. Now, this is a company that pays on time for the most part. And, you know, I'm tired of either just breaking even or barely seeing a profit. So with this particular job, I would put this proposal together at $2,500. Hell, my wife was telling me it probably needs to be like $4,500. I think that's a little on the steep side. $2,500 for a week's worth of work at best, probably not even that, 3 or 4 days probably, is a sufficient price in my mind. It would just be me and one other guy doing this work.
and we could bust this thing out probably pretty close to at least getting everything hung in the first day. The ceiling where the fan's at is going to be a real monster, and it just goes to show you, like, what the hell were these people doing? They were looking for a leak. There was a water leak. They did not do themselves any favors just busting these holes in this ceiling, in these walls like they did. There was only a few spots where they actually had some relatively clean cuts. Having some relatively clean cuts will make the job just that much easier. I'm not going to say that this drywall job is going to be easy. This one's going to be tough. And it's got to have a smooth finish, level 5. I don't know about level 5, but it's definitely got to have a good smooth finish, especially if we're going to bid this job at $2,500. So we put that proposal in today. And we hope that we get that work. Because after today, the work is really slowing up. Matter of fact, the only thing that we've got on the schedule for tomorrow is drywall repair work at a property that has a really bad reputation of not paying its contractors. And I know that that is true, that they don't pay their contractors because they don't have any contractors. They've brought us in, and you know, here we are freaking looking like idiots working for a property that has a reputation of not paying. Now, they owe me money right now, which is probably at this point late. The guy, my main contact at this property yesterday, was trying to see that I was getting paid because they direct deposit the money. It's not going to be a check coming to me. And he was supposed to be working on that yesterday. Well, I still haven't received that direct deposit. If I don't receive that direct deposit by tomorrow, I'm not doing any work for this property until I get at least some money from them. This apartment painting game, this shit is tough. This is dog eat. You know, you got to really put your foot down and make sure that these people are paying you when they're supposed to pay you. I've got one property right now that owes, just one property that owes me $15,000. And we still continuously are doing work for them, and they spoon feed me money, probably like $2,500 a week, which ain't bad because at least they're paying me, but this is still the same property where the checks are bouncing. So we really gotta buckle down and figure some things out. When I first started this business, I was all hoorah for the fact that, oh, I've got enough money to carry this business for a long time. I'm seeing that money start to really slip away, even though there's money owed. You're never broke if you're always owed. It sure don't feel like you're not broke. Somebody had left a comment on a video and said, Joe's so broke. Well, it's not for a lack of trying, that's for damn sure. Anyways, so there's a lot right there. This morning, I got to run by the storage unit, pick up some spray machines that I dropped off yesterday. We had to pick up a boatload of drywall yesterday, so I had to clear out the back of the truck. We need to get to the paint store. I got to get paint for a property. We've got 3 units going today. 3 units all over the map. I got to get to another property, load out that unit, which is way across the map. Get to another property, load in that unit, which is way across the map. Finish up 2 drywall jobs from yesterday. Look at more drywall work for another property, which I don't even really want this drywall work. This is extensive ceiling repairs where it's plaster originally, going to drywall. They had a phenomenal drywall guy at this property doing work, and they don't want to use him anymore because they don't like his prices. And I'm like, yo, sometimes you just got to pay. You got to pay the price. One final thing I want to mention real quick. Hopefully this phone is still recording. I had a conversation with a big maintenance boss yesterday. An introduction, actually. And it was a really good meeting with this guy. This guy wants us to do a boatload of drywall work. Some mega drywall work. I was supposed to put a proposal together for that this morning. I forgot about it. I'm literally just remembering it, sharing this with you. But I meet this guy yesterday, really nice guy. He's over, I think he said he's over like 13 properties. So he was telling me, he was like, hey, if you want more work, I can get you more work. I was like, absolutely. I said, you know, it's crazy that we've worked for some of these properties and they let us go because of pricing, and now they're bringing us back, but wanting us to negotiate our pricing. I said, and really, I can't do that. And the work that he was talking about is big work. And he was like, look, I already know that these people don't want to pay you all that much money. He was like, but when it comes down to the work that I'm going to need you to do, it's for preparation of a major inspection. He was like, and when it's go time, when we know that we've got that inspection upcoming, we've got 14 days to prepare for that inspection. He said, so you charge, basically he said, you charge whatever you want to charge. He was like, because they got to pay it. We ain't gonna have no time to go out there and get proposals. He was like, just charge, you know, he said, don't beat him in the head. He said, but charge some money so that you can get some of your money back. I thought that was probably the most honest conversation that I've had with anybody from a property in a really long time. And that's sad to say, because you got to imagine when you're talking like, hey, you know, I'm waiting on some outstanding money. Oh, yeah. You know, they're going to feed you a line of bullshit. They're going to tell you anything that they got to tell you in an effort to keep you going, no matter whether or not you're getting paid. And I don't share this to be bitching. This is just the facts of life running an apartment painting business. And, you know, no disrespect to any of these people neither who are going to feed you a lot of bullshit. They have no control over whether you're getting paid or not. That's further up the food chain. So, just a crazy situation. Anyways, enough about all of that. Hey, folks, we're about to be at the storage unit. Let's go grab some spray machines and make a paint order and get ready to get up into this day. And hopefully, I'm going to be able to film a lot more throughout this day as well. All right, leaving from Lowe's. I got some sponges for doing swirl pattern. I've got some other sponges for doing texture. And then I got a 50-foot drain auger. That thing was like $30-something. And it's my hope that this 50-foot drain auger is going to be able to get into the sewer line that I've got that is backed up, and hopefully be able to take care of whatever kind of a clog we got going on up in there. Hopefully that's going to be the case. Anyway, so in other news, what do we got going on? We got 1, 2, 3 units taking place all over the map. I was able to load out, load in, son of a gun. I just beat the train only to have to wait on the train. We got 3 units going all over the map. I was able to go load out a unit. I was able to spray some doors first thing this morning. I was able to pick up paint first thing this morning. And 2 of my painters are out there on that deck job right now, hopefully making good headway. I won't know until I talk with them how things are going, but it is our hope that they will be done with that job today, at least as far done with it as they can get, until the deck guy comes back out there to finish what's left. And oh cool, it was a short train. I got lucky right there. And then I'm gonna have to spend another half of a day out there. So I should make about $250 off of that job. It's obviously not as much money as I would have liked to have made, but hey, as long as I don't lose, that's pretty good, right? So we got some drywall work we got to go do. That's why I got these sponges and these sponges. I'm getting ready to get Eli. He's going to come with me. We got to finish up 2 drywall jobs, 3 drywall jobs from yesterday. one drywall job of those 3 won't get done until tomorrow. We'll put the final skim coat on that today, and then tomorrow we'll go back out there and paint. We've got more drywall work to do. We might get to a new drywall job today, no telling. And that in a nutshell is about everything we got going on right this second. The units that we're doing today, they are all trying units. One is a 1-bedroom color change. One is a 2-story, 2-bedroom unit that is in pretty decent shape, but it's definitely a tough unit to do. And then the other one is a 2-bedroom monstrosity at a property where all we do is roll the walls over there. We did have a couple of callbacks from one of our units from yesterday, nothing too major. My painter was up against it yesterday. There was no power. It was a heat index of over 105 degrees. But we went back first thing this morning to handle those callbacks, and I guess they still had a couple of issues that they said there were still a couple of issues with that they were going to tighten up. The man said to me, he says, can we get back to when we got callbacks, you guys are back the next day immediately to fix them? And I said, dude, we were back there today to fix those callbacks. I guess something had bled back through. It was nothing major. He said he was going to take care of it himself. We would have went right back out there this evening. You know, if you're going to call us back and if you've got issues, we're going to make sure that those issues are taken care of. I don't want that to get misconstrued that we're not going back out there. And I think what happened was, I think he didn't know that we went back out there this morning because he sounded surprised by that. I said, dude, all you got to do is ask your maintenance staff. We were right there with them. They were pointing out things that you were pointing out to them, and we were addressing each and every one of those items, which was like 3 things. So when you deal with high-paced, fast-paced apartment painting like what we do, you are definitely going to have callbacks. You're not going to be perfect all of the time. And it's all about just trying to handle those callbacks and do the very best job that you can. In check news, I do have the overnighted check that was snatched out of my bank account coming back today. So that's good news. That's the only check that I've got coming. That's $1,200. That doesn't even cover 1 day of labor for me. But we did inquire to a couple of properties about where payments are, and one property would actually hit me back today saying that a check was mailed out on the 2nd. Today is the 8th, and I still have yet to receive that payment, so I kind of feel like that's probably a little bit of bullshit. Like I said, these people will tell you anything in an effort to just keep you working, and the crazy thing is this is a property that has called us back to begin working with us again. We went there, we busted out the units. We didn't have one single call back from any of the units that we did for them. They have not called me at all this month, which just lets me know that they're only going to use me when they desperately need another painter. That's okay. But still would be nice to get paid, right? All right, let's get back to where the color change is taking place. That's where Eli's at. I'll get up with him, and then him and we're going to go knock out some drywall. So hopefully I'll be able to share in relation to that.
All right, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Eli and I, level 5 drywall. Level 5?
Yep.
Eli, the drywall master here. This is not an easy task, what we're up against right here. This takes skill. You can see how smooth he's making that right there. And that's going to ensure that we don't have much sanding that needs to be done, if any, when we come in here tomorrow to paint this. This is drywall repair number 3. We couldn't film in any of the other ones because they were all occupied. This is an occupied unit as well. However, it's empty right now, and we're just in here doing our job. Eli put me up on a saying. He says they don't like to pass the guitar. And what that means is, what does that mean when you say they don't like to pass the guitar?
It's when the people talk too much and you try to explain and they still talk, you know what I'm saying?
You're trying to speak, they're still talking. They don't want to pass the guitar. All right, end of the day. I just read a comment that said, Joe's MIA again. I'm trying to get a video, y'all. I'm trying. All right, Tuesday afternoon, and I'm at my house. I was just trying to take care of a toilet that is clogged, and doo-doo water commence. Oh, that's actual dookie coming out right there. Yes, it is. And if you wonder what that smells like, well, it probably smells like exactly what you think it smells like. I failed at that. Had a 50-foot snake, and it didn't work. I don't think I really hit anything that was clogged, so can a toilet just be bad? I mean, I was 50 feet into the line, and it has to be clogged somewhere near this toilet because this is the only thing that's not working. Can a toilet be bad? That's my final thought right now. Anyways, as I get ready to wrap this video up, share with you guys that I did a little painting today. Eli and I did a little drywall work. And now I'm getting ready to go put one single solitary $1,200 check in the bank. And it's that check that got snatched out of my bank account, and they had to overnight that back to me for a 3rd time. How many times will this continue to happen before my bank finally says, yo, you got a lot of issues going on with your account, and we need to start holding money longer to make sure that your checks are clearing. There could be some issues that could come from that type of stuff, I imagine. But as I get ready to wrap this day up, I share with you guys that 2 of my painters are still out there on the deck painting job. We were hoping to have just a half a day out there today. It's turned into a whole day. And hopefully by the end of today, they've got this damn thing buttoned up. It's 3:38 in the afternoon, and hopefully that will be the case. Ain't no telling until I hear from these guys. We did a little bit of drywall work today. Like I said, finished up a couple of jobs, got a couple of jobs a little closer to where they need to be. And tomorrow we're doing even more drywall work. Also starting painting work at another new property for a same company that we've been working with. And it's a newer company that we've been working with. And I like this company because they actually pay on time. Speaking of pay, I would end up hearing from another company that I'm waiting on money for. Matter of fact, we're supposed to go do drywall work for them tomorrow. And, you know, they're just giving me a little more of the runaround. Hey, you know, we've checked on payments and you should be receiving payments anytime now. And these payments actually come direct deposit. So who knows? I want to say that I'm sorry, you know, there hasn't been any videos as of late. I don't know what happened to my camera guy. He kind of like just disappeared. And, you know, I don't know if that was just a one-time deal. It kind of seems like it was. And that was originally the idea. I hired a guy to follow me around and film me for the day. Here's the video he created. Well, we did that. It would have been nice to be able to keep that guy around to help film, but, you know, that kind of gets in the way as well, especially when you got so much going on during the day and you're just grinding. I mean, I guess it would have been cool to be able to showcase more of what we got going on and just how chaotic
it can be and how chaotic it has been. But regardless, things are going well. I'm gonna wrap this video up. We end this with Joe getting ready to put that one single solitary check up into the bank, and hoping that tomorrow is a better day for checks, for certain. And also a good day for work. And also a good day for videos also. So thank you guys for taking the time to rock with me on this. I look forward to sharing more with you just as soon as I possibly can. And hopefully that'll be tomorrow.